You never really choose a 1984 Mustang. It chooses you. That's what I told myself when I first laid eyes on the hunk of rust sitting under a sagging tarp in my neighbor's yard. It had all the charm of a tin can left in the rain for a decade, but to me it was destiny, or insanity. Same thing, really. This particular Mustang had seen better days. The once glorious red paint was now a patchwork of orange and brown, with more holes than a bad alibi. But I'd always had a soft spot for this model. My dad had one when I was a kid, and I still remember the thrill of hearing its engine rumble as we cruised down the road, windows down, Springsteen on the radio. That's the memory I was chasing. Day one was like meeting a new roommate with serious baggage. I opened the door, and the smell hit me. Part mildew, part regret. The seats looked like they'd been used for target practice by an angry raccoon. The dashboard? Cracked enough to be considered abstract art. I thought, well, at least it has character, which is code for what have I gotten myself into. Step 1. Cleaning. I armed myself with gloves, a shop vac, and enough disinfectant to fumigate a small warehouse. Every scrub, every wipe, revealed something new, usually more rust. But under all that grime, I saw hints of the car it once was. The cleanup wasn't glamorous, but it felt like peeling back layers of neglect to uncover a soul. The mechanical work was educational, by which I mean I learned just how many parts of a car can break. The fuel pump was shot, the brakes were a suggestion at best, and the engine coughed like it had a 3-pack-a-day habit. Replacing the engine seals felt like open-heart surgery, and the wiring? Let's just say I developed a love-hate relationship with my multimeter. Every victory was a fist pump moment, like when the headlights finally worked after 2 weeks of trial and error. I swear they winked at me. Painting was both the most satisfying and terrifying step. After hours of sanding, priming, and taping, I sprayed on that cherry red paint, watching the Mustang's spirit come alive again. It was like giving CPR to a legend. The big moment came on a chilly Saturday morning. I turned the key, half expecting the engine to mock me with silence, but then, a cough, a sputter, and finally, that glorious roar. It wasn't just an engine starting, it was the sound of triumph. I may or may not have yelled, "She lives!" loud enough for the neighbors to hear. A tear might have been shed, but that's between me and the Mustang. The first drive was surreal. The engine purred, the steering responded like a dream, and I felt like I'd stepped into a time machine. I rolled down the windows and blasted Springsteen, just like my dad used to. People on the street turned to look, and I couldn't help but grin. This wasn't just a car anymore, it was a piece of history, a labor of love, and a reminder that sometimes the most rewarding journeys start with a pile of rust. Restoring that 1984 Mustang wasn't just about the car. It was about proving that even the most neglected things, be they cars, memories, or dreams, can shine again with a little patience, effort, and humor. So here's to rust-covered hunks of metal everywhere. May they find someone crazy enough to bring them back to life.